Hello, family. Welcome to another session of Maths Fanatics 24/7. In this video, we're going to be looking at the hyperbola. So in the question, we are given the hyperbola of the form h of x equals to k over x for x less than 0, which passes through the point a -1/2, coordinate -6. Okay. And then from the sketch, we can also see that they showed us the point here. And then this part is indeed true because we are, remember line x equals to 0, it's here, right on the y-axis. So basically, we are on the left of the x-axis because the x values here are less than 0, right? Perfect. So now we're going to answer the questions. Okay, the first question, they want us to show that k equals to 3, right? Okay, they want us to show that k equals to 3. Okay, so let's go look at the graph. Ne? So guys, on the equation, what you do always is you check how many unknowns you have. Ne? Perfect. And keep in mind that h of x is a y value, which is the output, and then x value is the input. Ne? So these two are always known. Ne? These two, you must know that they are always known. So in this case, we have only one unknown, which is k. Ladies and gents, always when you have one unknown, the only way to get it is to substitute a point on the graph. If you have one unknown, we're going to substitute a point. Remember, a point is always x coordinate y. So -half is our x, and then -6 is our y. Ne? Now let's go substitute there. So where I see y, I'm going to put -6 equals to, I see there's a k there. Where I see x, I'm going to put -half. Ne? Perfect. And then I want to cancel the -half so that k can be alone on this side of the equation. So I'm going to multiply both sides by -half. So multiply by -half. Right. And then I can see that, okay, this one will cancel with that one. Therefore, that side I'm left with k. Then this side, let's see, negative and negative will cancel each other. -6/2 is 3. And then you are done with the first question, right? Now we're going to do B1. Let's check B1. Write down the equation for the new function formed. If h of x is shifted 3 units vertically up, okay? So we agree that our h of x is this, ne? It's 3/x, right? Perfect. Before we do this transformation, let's just quickly discuss this. Remember, h of x, it's a/x plus p plus q, right? Perfect. So for up and down, you are going to be changing here the q, basically. Up and down, you change the q. Ne? For up, you plus. For down, you minus. Ne? Up, you plus. Down, you minus. And then here, okay, let me show up and then down, right? Sharp. And then for left and right affect the x-axis. Left, right affect the x-axis, up and down affects the y-axis. So to the left, left you plus, it's always opposite this one. To the left you plus, to the right you minus. Perfect. Now let's come here. So here we have h of x equals to 3x, and then they want us to shift it 3 units up. So the new graph will be y is equals to, okay, this is that. The new graph will be y equals to 3/x. And then remember your q, if there's nothing, it means there's 0 here. So it's like 0, and then you are going to add the 3 for this upwards movement, right? And then that's your new graph in this case. Okay, let's now check the second question. Is shifted to the right by 3 units. So let's shift this to the right by 3 units. Okay, so we're going to have y equals to -3 all over x Remember, left and right affects the x. Ne? So to the right, we are going to subtract. So we subtract 3 from where? From x. Ne? Sharp. That is to the right. Okay. Now let's do the third one. The third question says, is reflected about the y-axis. So reflect y-axis is basically this. Ne? You are making x negative. So you're looking for h at negative x. You are looking for where the x values are going to be opposite. Because check, if we're reflecting this above the y, let's say the graph is here. I want to show you an example. Let's say you have a graph here. To reflect it above the y-axis, you are going to have it this side now. So it's reflected about the y-axis here. The x values here were positive. Now the x values are negative. Ne? The y values still stays the same. Do you see it? Sharp. So in the y-axis, it means the y-axis is our mirror, so it remains the same on both sides. The x values are going to be negative. So when you reflect in the y-axis, everywhere on the function where you see x, you are just going to put negative x. That's it. So the original function is 3 over x. Ne? But I said where you see x, you put negative x. And then we have reflected this function about the y-axis. Ne? Awesome. Now, let us do question 4. IV, they want us to is shifted so that the asymptotes are x equals to 0 and y equals to negative 1 over 4. Okay, let me just write the graph again here. We have h of x equals to 3 over x. Ne? Then let's write the asymptotes of this one. Ne? Remember, okay, let me just show plus 0 here so that it makes more sense. Sharp. We have two asymptotes, which is the x and the y. Ne? Sharp. The x asymptote is basically the x value that when you substitute here will make the denominator to be 0. So if I put x equals to 0 here, I'll have 3 over 0, which is undefined, right? So my x asymptote is 0 in this case. Ne? And then my y asymptote is always q. So q is 0. So for h, I have 0 and 0 for the asymptotes, right? Now let's do the new graph. Okay, the new graph, we have y. I know that is going to be 3. I don't know what should be here. I don't know what should be here. But the condition is this. X asymptote should still be 0. The y asymptote should be y equals to negative 1 over 4, right? Perfect. So now let's check this one. This one, we are going to do this. Okay, x asymptote does not change. It means here we don't change. And then, 1 over 4, ne? Not 1 over 2. Sorry about that. So I can see that, okay, now my q is negative 1 over 4. So I'll just put my q negative 1 over 4 because it's from 0. I add negative 1 over 4. I'll still have negative 1 over 4. Right. And then that's how the graph should look like in this case. Ne? Perfect. Now let's do V. They say it's shifted to pass through the point negative 1 and 1. Ne? Let's check this one. Okay, this question, let's check. So here, oh guys, here I made a mistake. Ne? This part is not there. Remember, that is 3. Ne? It was 3 original, so it should just be 3 over x, and then we're moving it 3 units to the right. Ne? Sharp. And then now, let's go to this one. Okay, it's shifted upwards. Upwards. Okay, so let's check. I have I'm now going to have h of x equals to x, 3 over x. I know that I'm shifting it up with a certain q value, right? Remember, up, you just add a q. And then I know that is going to now pass through this point, negative 1 and 1, right? So this is the x value, that is the y value. So I can easily find what should be the q value for this to be true, right? For this point to be true. So I can easily substitute the point into the graph, ne? Which my y value is here, which is 1 equals to 3 over -1 plus q, ne? And then I'll just move this part that side, which is gonna be 1 minus 3 over -1. So it was positive, so I'm moving it, becomes a minus, then equals to q, right? So this will give you positive 3 plus 1, which is 4. Therefore q must be 4, right? And then therefore the new graph will be y equals to 3 over x, right? And then plus 4, ne? 3 over x plus 4, right? Awesome. Let me write the x properly. So it's x, yeah, sharp. Awesome. That's how your graph should be. Okay. And then let's do the last one. VI. They say we are shifting this graph of h of x equals to 3 over x to what? We are shifting it 2 units to the left. So I know that, okay, I have y equals to 3 over, remember, to the left, we add on x, ne? To the left, we add, remember, so it's plus 2 on x, right? And then 1 unit down. Okay, 1 unit down, we have to minus 1, because down we subtract, right? And that's it for these questions here, right? If you found this video very helpful, like always, please share with family and friends. And don't forget to hit the subscription button and the notification button for more fire content. Thank you very much for your time. Keep working hard. See you soon. Tango, aluta continua.